시스템 기동. 기밀 등급 식별 중. 테크 레벨 5 제기동 절차 승인 주동력원. 접속된 클리프 트이나 타입 지크프리트 충전 기능. 언더코어 레깅 온라인 언더코어 파편일 온라인 최종 기록을 위해 마스터 코드를 입력해주세요. 확인됨.
지금부터 내가 지휘한다. 적을 분쇄한다. 드래곤 버스터 출력 전개.
관리국 기밀 전투 무장 드래곤 버스터 저버.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How to Deal With. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the ever-present, if not banned beyond belief, Awakened Hilde. Awakened Hilde is the tankiest unit by far in the game. She is a defender class unit that needs 6 deployment resource to drop on the field. If there was ever anything Awakened Hilde looks like, it's like the Great Wall of China. Her entire kit is filled with barriers and damage resistance, making her the best at holding any front line, both in PvP and PvE. She causes a pushback to all enemies 8 meters around her towards the direction of the enemy ship, gives a shield to all allies on the field when she's deployed, and rushes towards the first enemy she sees. You get the picture, right? Her special skill makes her just jump backwards slightly and slam against the enemy, dealing some damage and creating a barrier for herself. She's absolutely awesome as a first or second drop in gauntlet matches, depending on your starting hand and your strategy. When she is not banned that week, hopefully, it is always ideal to give her the leader role to make sure you start with her in your hand and reduce her cost to 5. Now we can all agree, although Awakened Hilde does not do a lot of damage, her tankiness gives her backline enough time to set up and deal tons of damage. Sometimes giving push heavy comms the opportunity to bump you all the way back to your ship, and a lot of time when that happens you just get steamrolled from there. I'm pretty sure most people experienced that before. This is the most common with ships like, Kami-Izumi, Enterprise, and even sometimes Gleipnir. So here's how I suggest you can try to deal with Awakened Hilde. High hit count units. Now the bigger bulk of what makes Awakened Hilde super tanky is her passive and shield, which removes class advantage and damage resist when her shield is up. This makes hit count a very much more efficient and quicker way to remove that shield compared to slow hard hitting damage. Since most units have similar hit counts, I will instead rank how each class perform against her instead of recommending what sort of heroes to use this time. Rangers have decent hit count and will have a class advantage damage bonus applied once the shield is gone. Strikers are ranked just slightly lower than Rangers since they deal moderate damage but does not have high hit count compared to Rangers. Snipers in general are known for their slower attack speed, however, they hit harder than every other class, so they aren't very suited to quickly remove Awakened Hilde in this case. And lastly, I will not even touch defenders. Well, they are what they are and there's no need to talk about them here. Because you're not going to use Yumi or Reginald to mow down Awakened Hilde. You get what I mean. The second solution I would recommend is rushing. Now Awakened Hilde, even with leader's role, costs 5 to deploy. Other than a handful of other units, there are not many other options that allow you to deploy more bodies onto the field. With the assumption of trying to melt Awakened Hilde without any backlines of support, having more bodies with the same deployment resource will naturally outperform the tankiness. So here's a brief example of how it works. Now assuming with 5 deployment resource, you can deploy the following units. You can try Einstein Zwei, which costs 2, Chifuyu, which costs 3. Now, if you give either one of these units the leader role, you're gonna reduce that further and it'll just make it 4 cost. Now, this setup basically has 3 bodies on the field, and it also means that there's more skill variety and effects rather than a single Awakened Hilde with no CC. Again, assuming there's no backline supporting Awakened Hilde, she will melt pretty quickly because Einstein Zwei does true damage, has 2 bodies on the field, so one basic attack is like multiplied by 2. Chifuyu basically also has a passive that does more damage to the defender class, and she has a 3-hit count per hit. Solution number 3 is use AoE skills. Now, although Awakened Hilde stopped your squad from advancing forward, she doesn't stop or mitigate any AoE damage that bypasses the tank. Another method to render her useless is by using units that activate skills or damages the backline even when Awakened Hilde is standing at the front. Well, as of the release of this video, here are a few hero recommendations you can use to annihilate or harass the backline, leaving Awakened Hilde alone to fend for herself with no support behind. Ju Shiyun, Gayun, Ogeyun, Sylvina, Sanae, Kang Soyoung, and the dreaded Awakened Yumina. All in all, Awakened Hilde is a tank that soaks up damage rather than hits. As far as solutions go, I'd like to add one more honorable mention, which is the Soldier Comp. They have the highest body and hit count, which absolutely just melts Awakened Hilde if you have a full team running. So what do you think of the solutions I proposed? Did you manage to feel more confident in winning games against her? Do let me know in the comment section below, or if you have any suggestions or feedback, you are welcome to just let me know too. If you like what you see, do leave a subscribe and follow the channel, as I'll be trying my best to consistently pump up new content regarding CounterSide. Until the next video, best of luck in your gauntlet runs. See ya!